Hi, and welcome to another Mailparser IO screencast. This time, I'll show you how you can easily create parsing rules in Mailparser IO. So what exactly is a parsing rule, you might ask? A parsing rule in Mailparser IO is basically a set of instructions which tell our algorithm what kind of data you want to extract from your emails. So let's see what we've got so far. We can see that our Mailparser IO inbox is receiving emails. When I click on one of the emails, we can see that there is already some data parsing going on. As we can see, the current setup extracts certain data fields from incoming emails. However, some data is still missing. The data fields we are after are the referral ID and customer name. For those two, we will now create parsing rules. So let's start creating a parsing rule which will extract the customer name from the email body. I click on Create a new parsing rule, which will bring me to the parsing rule editor. The first step here is to specify where the data field is located inside the email. Mailparser IO can grab data fields from the email headers, the body, and even the file attachments. In most cases, you will choose the body of the email. So let's choose Body, and then click on Plain Text. This will bring us to the second step, which is all about cutting and modifying our text until we are left with the data field we want to extract. The editor works by chaining up multiple text filters, which will be executed one after the other. As I said before, a parsing rule is actually a set of instructions. Our algorithm will go through each filter we added and gradually cut away, modify, and format the original text content. So how do I tell the parsing algorithm where to find my data field? One very common way, which works great in our example, is to just search for a static text label which comes right before the data field. In our case, this is customer followed by a colon. So let's add a text filter which will search for customer colon and set the start position accordingly. We can now see that the resulting text block begins with our customer name and that the text before got stripped away. Let's continue and strip everything away after the customer name. This is done by adding another filter to the change which will define the end position. By default, this filter is set to cut the text block at the end of the line. This setting fits our use case very good, and we can just leave it like this. As you can see, we just stripped away all the text before and after the customer name. We now have successfully isolated the data field from the text body. Easy. But there is more we can do. We can chain up another filter which will refine the results by splitting the customer name into the first and family name. By adding another filter, the real power of this method becomes visible. The possibility to chain up multiple filters one after the other gives you endless possibilities. Most of the time, you'll start by cutting away everything you don't need, and then you'll refine the results with more filters until it fits your needs. Alright, so we have the customer name split up in the first and family name. That looks really good, and we hit save. That's it. We just created a new custom parsing rule. So let's create another parsing rule which will extract the referral ID from the email body. Like before, the first step is to select the plain text body as the data source. After that, we need to think about how we can tell the parsing engine where the data field starts. And again, a static text part will help us here. In this case, the word referral followed by a white space and pound symbol can be used to define the start position. So we add a filter which searches for this and sets the start position right after the static text part. Alright, we see now that the remaining text block after the first filter starts with the referral ID. Let's cut away the text after the referral ID. In the first example, the end position was defined as the end of the line. This time, we set the filter to search for a specific word, which always comes after the referral ID. The word is information, followed by a colon. We could also set the filter to stop after the next blank space, or after a certain number of words. Either way works. By just adding two text filters, one for setting the start position, and one for the end position, we were able to extract the referral ID from the text body. Let's go back to the list of incoming emails and click on any of them. Here we go. The customer name and the referral ID are correctly parsed from our emails. When I flip through the other emails, I can see that all parsing rules work reliable. Okay, that's it for today. We covered how to create simple parsing rules, and I hope this was helpful for you. In upcoming videos, we will cover parsing rules in more detail. As you can imagine, there are plenty of other things you can do with our parsing engine. For example, extracting repeating text patterns like line items, parsing data from attachments, format dates, and so on, just to name a few. Alright. Take care and see you soon in the next Mailparser IO introduction video.